Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cyberplanet. My name is Karum Chata, and I am your host for today. On today's episode, we'll be talking about everybody struggles. One thing I came to realize is that everybody thinks that the people who have so-called quote-unquote made it have everything figured out, and all this is because of what people post on their social media. This could be their achievements or milestones they have made in their careers. Well, I am here to tell you that we are all struggling and nobody has everything figured out. We are all constantly learning. The only difference is that we don't give up. We try to find ways to make things work, and consistency is key. People should understand that what you see is not always what it seems. And that's why in this episode, we will be talking about my journey in cybersecurity. I will walk you through all the ups and downs I have gone through up to date. The aim of doing this is for the people to know that for people to get where they are today, a lot of sacrifices were made. I'm going to split this talk into two sections, which I like to call the front end and the back end. For the front end, we will talk about all the things that I wanted you guys to see. That includes my achievements and milestones that I have made in the industry. And finally, we are going to end off with the back end, which never makes it in the social media platforms and only the select few know about. It is to my hope that at the end of this podcast, for whoever will be listening to it, it should serve as an encouraging factor for them to keep on pushing on whatever struggle they are going through. My journey started back in 2014, where I went to Nairobi, Kenya to pursue my bachelor's degree at USIU. Here is where I majored in information system technology, and my concentration was in forensics information technology and cybercrime. Fast forward in 2017, I did my internship for 4 months at Bank of Africa, Tanzania, and in 2018, I finally graduated from USIU with cum laude. I would like to acknowledge the work of my lecturers of passing down their knowledge to me. I wouldn't be here without them. These lecturers are Paula Musuva, Clive Onsumu, Benson Kioni, Jonah Owiti, with one of his famous saying that trust but verify, which I carry up to date. In the same year of 2018, I went to the UK to pursue my MSc in forensics computing. In 2019, I and my friends managed to graduate, but it wouldn't have been possible without our lecturers Diana Hintea, Christoph Panchev, and Robert Bird. All these lecturers had a very positive impact on us in graduating. When I got back to Tanzania, I started applying for work, attended a cybersecurity conference in Nairobi, Kenya called Africa Hackon, started my cybersecurity community called Hackett, and did my first public speaking at Smart Labs. Fast forward to 2020, I did 2 consultation gigs in digital forensics and one being at Magila Tech. I did 19 certifications, I did a rebranding of my logo and started my own company called Hackett Consultancy. And finally, I partner up with Cybertalents to bring CDF competitions in Tanzania. Fast forward to 2021, I did a media interview with SNS, DW Swahili and BBC Swahili. I did a technical writing for a forensics and pentest magazine. I did public speaking at Isaka. I published 4 cybersecurity books. I did a cybersecurity audit at a local financial institution with Taha Farouk. And finally, I ended the year on a good note where I received my goodie bag from Cybertalent for being among the top 10 winners. On the year 2022, I received an award from Blacks in Cybersecurity for the Best Cybersecurity Practitioner of the Year. I did public speaking at Isaka and BICT Wonder. I joined Vodacom Digital Accelerator Program. I created a cybersecurity curriculum for VETA. I was a speaker at the Tanzania Annual ICT Conference where I presented on blue economy and cybersecurity. On the same event, I was also awarded an award for the best cybersecurity startup in Tanzania. I was also fortunate to be called by DIT to go and review their cybersecurity curriculum on that year. And finally, I ended the year by doing a technical training for forensics clientele. Fast forward to the present on the year 2023, I managed to start my YouTube channel called Hackett Consultancy. I started a cybersecurity bootcamp. I managed to pitch to investors at the demo day for the Vodacom Digital Accelerator program. And finally, I started a podcast called The Cyberplanet. Now, since you've already looked at how success looks like, now let's go and talk about the back end and see what really goes into achieving all the success you just saw. This is what I like to call the legend zone only, simply because only few people can manage to survive in this zone. So, here we go. As mentioned in the front end, I had managed to finish my education and go back to Tanzania and started applying for work, and I was constantly getting rejected, not even knowing why. And others don't even get back to you after an interview, leaving you anxious, which eventually led to me being stressed and traumatized and not knowing what to do. and unfortunately, no school can prepare you for what awaits you after university. A few years later, I decided to start my own company thinking that perhaps things are going to get better since I have the skills. Immediately, I went and registered my company and started looking for clients. Very quickly, I realized that it wasn't easy getting your first client. It's not easy simply because others don't understand what service you're offering and what importance it has to the organization. And now you must start thinking of new strategies on how to acquire new clients. And this led me to start offering free services or accepting little pay in order to create my own portfolio. Before you know it, you're already burnt out because of fatigue, you're stressed, nothing is working out, and you want to cry but you can't. It is very hectic. And oh, what I mentioned is just the tip of the iceberg. I reached a point where I know all the telltale signs of a rejected email, which would save me time of not reading the whole email. I started to bundle up all the rejection email I received from 2018 up to 2021. In 2022, I stopped altogether doing any sort of applications and just focused on my mental health, but also finding different ways of gaining skills through self-learning. After hearing my back-end story, this is what I did to keep me going. Number one, I took days off in order to avoid burnouts and fatigues. Positive affirmation, I stayed focused on the goal, staying positive, celebrating both small and big wins, and also asking for help when stuck. There is no shame in that. My final thoughts on today's topic is, as human beings, we are able to adapt in any situation, so it is up to you to stay strong, focused, and never giving up. Thank you very much for listening on today's episode. See you on the next one. Cheers.